Hi everyone, my name's Luke Pruen and I'm a solutions architect here at HPE. What I'm here to talk to you about today is our iLO7. So here I have a diagram of the kind of lower levels within a server. We have the hardware component here, which includes our iLO7 and our secure enclave, which we're introducing. We have a certain amount of firmware here, which includes the UEFI BIOS, as well as the HPE iLO firmware. And then we have the system, which is the OS bootloader. All of these components contain certain firmware and signatures, and it's important that we validate these to ensure there has been no tampering with them during a boot to stop bad actors getting into the system. This also expands out to additional devices within the system, for example PCIe devices, that also need to be checked during this process. So in our original iLO6, the secure enclave wasn't there, and iLO did a fantastic job of protecting this and validating this. The iLO7 itself is a HPE-owned ASIC. It is now upgraded within iLO7 to a 64-bit ASIC to deliver a platform for us to be able to innovate on as we go forward. We've introduced the secure enclave chip that sits within the iLO ASIC as a cryptographic store for passwords and keys, amongst other things. This provides us an additional layer within our chain of trust to protect us against any bad actors or interference within our servers. So how does this work? iLO7 itself, the ASIC chip, is powered as soon as you plug in the server into the hardware. It doesn't have to be powered on. Through this, it begins its chain of trust to check the components, the signatures and firmware of these other components within the server. So working through the secure enclave as well, this branches out to check its own firmware, to the UEFI BIOS, as well as the signatures within the OS bootloader. It also expands out here to check these additional peripheral components that were in the server. So we can ensure that there is no malicious code or anything within that platform that could damage the integrity and the security of that system. Two components, though, that we have expanded on from the secure enclave. We have the additional PCIe devices, but we've also added additional support for modular devices. Modular devices are going to become more common within the server market space. This is an initiative that was originally started by Facebook around standardizing the specs and size of components within the servers, but this does mean that the information and code within these are published externally on the internet. This provides quite a large security concern, obviously, for people to be able to see and attack this code. So that is why it was key that we included these devices as part of the update within iLO7 and the secure enclave. Now, what is important to know is if any of these components are identified as compromised, we provide a rollback mechanism. The server is preventing from starting, and we provide the option to recover the firmwares, the signatures within these components. So should you be subject to any issues, we can provide that facility to roll back and get your server up and running. The secure enclave, though, provides us additional security measures to raise us to new standards. These standards include FIPS 143 level 3 and CNSA 2.0. Now, HPE is the first vendor to qualify their servers against these standards. The CNSA 2.0 is an important one because it makes our platform quantum resistant for the future. So as we continue to see quantum computing develop and then potentially come to market, it provides us an assurance and a level protection within our secure enclave and iLO7 to protect our system. In addition, though, with iLO7, you can enjoy a new web GUI that is faster and more responsive, as well as a 30% decrease in your server boot time. Thanks for listening. If you would like to learn any more about what we have discussed today, please look at our website for additional resources and also additional content on our new Gen 12 platform. Thanks again.